Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Rainbow Tarot UK. And today we're doing another pick a card reading, and it is on what will happen between you and your person of interest. What's going to happen between you. So we've got our three piles. We've got pile number 1, which is the Camen and Poppy. And that is pile number 1 with a little red jasper stone here. And then pile number 2, which is the Lizard and Pitcher plant with the little tiger's eye. And then pile number 3, which is the Trout and Lily of the Valley with the little green aventurine. So those are your three piles. Just go for the one that's calling to you. That's probably got your message. And I'll see you in your reading. Bye for now. Hey pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So today we're doing our, what's going to happen between you and your person of interest. So you chose to come into the reading under this card. It is the Camen and the Poppy, and underneath it says dreams. So that is the card, that is card number 20 that you've chosen to come into the reading in, plus the little red jasper here. So beautiful stone this. So I'm just going to put that there. So just to say a big thank you if you have, for all your support over the channel with your likes, your shares, subscribes and comments. I really appreciate that. And also just to remind you that, it's a general reading, so just take the messages that feel right. If they don't feel right to you, they might be for somebody else, or if the reading just feels a bit off, then it might be another pile or another reading. But anyway, I think before I get started on what will happen between you, I just want to get a bit of a sense, have a little bit of an energy check-in on where you and your person are at. So, and then it's a good way of you checking whether it is actually the right pile for you. So let's see. So what is actually, where are pile number 1 and their person right now? What's currently going on between pile number 1 and their person? What is currently going on between pile number 1 and their person? So I've got one card there. So let's have a look and see what that is. Knights, okay. So with the Knight and the dreams, I feel like for many of you, this is a situation that isn't active in some ways. So either it's in separation or it's not. It's not like it's not an active situation. So it's either maybe you're with somebody and it's just going through. You're not feeling connected to that person, or you're in separation from them, or it's something where it hasn't quite come into being. Because in the night time and with the dreams as well, it just makes me feel, because this card is all about, the poppies are, a sort of sedative, aren't they? And we've got the dreams, which reminds me again of night and sleeping. So I feel like this thing might be something, maybe for a lot of you, that hasn't quite emerged. So you might be asking about somebody that you like, that you haven't had a connection with, that you're hoping to have a connection with, and it's kind of in a bit of a state of sleep at the moment, or a state of, not exactly, I wouldn't say stagnation, but a state of things being, maybe you're having dreams about them, fantasies about them, maybe they are as well, but there's something inactive about it with the Knight card here, maybe with the Moon as well. There's something hidden, there's something mysterious, there's something of a fantasy maybe to it. But with all these birds with their head, I don't know if you can see all these crows, they've got their heads down as if they look like they're sleeping. But also it's just reminding me of sadness. So for some of you, this might be a little bit of a sad situation, possibly. But what I would say is that it feels in lots of ways as if it might be something that, isn't active for the time being. It's maybe hidden, maybe there's some mystery to it, maybe it's got a lot of, maybe it's fantasy or a dream, and this card is also about waiting, because the Camen waits until it's the right time. They conserve their energy. So maybe this is a situation that you're waiting for something to happen, and at the moment there's lots of dreams and fantasies about it. But let's see, or it could be that you're actually just in separation from this person, and it's in a period of rest, something like that, or you've separated from them and you're not sure what's going to happen. But let's get some tarot out actually. So what is the current situation for pile number 1 and their person, please? What is currently going on between pile number 1 and their person, please? So we have the 9 of Cups, What is currently going on between pile number 1 and their person? We have Justice, we have Temperance, and we have the the 4 of Cups. Okay, and what's the overarching energy? The High Priestess, yeah. So the High Priestess goes very much with this kind of moon and the night and the dreams. It's kind of like, for many of you, it might be like a secret wish, or currently it's a secret wish or a secret desire, something that's hidden, or it might be a secret situation, something that's kind of not out in the open in some way, because that is the energy of the High Priestess, really. There might be a strong kind of intuitive link between you and them. You might be needing to check in with your intuition currently with where the situation is at. That might be why you've got the High Priestess. But the 9 of Cups is like a wish fulfillment. So it makes me feel like it's like a really happy card. So it makes me feel like maybe you're really wanting this connection. You want to be in this connection. We've got the Justice and the Temperance card. So it feels very right to you. It feels very balanced. It feels like it's... it could be with the Justice card that you're in a committed situation with someone here, but maybe for some reason there's possibly with the 4 of Cups some dissatisfaction, or some, because the 4 of Cups is when you're not quite satisfied with something, or you're a little bit fed up and you can't really see something coming in for you or the good of the situation. So it could be that you're in a settled situation, but there's some dissatisfaction in that situation. It feels like it's, you know, maybe stuck or a little bit inactive. Maybe there are things that are hidden, or you feel like there are things that are hidden. But it could also be that it's something that you're really wishing for, that you're wanting a balanced connection with this person, that you're wanting maybe commitment from this person, that you're thinking it's going to be balanced, or that it could be balanced, but there's something here where there's a certain element of dissatisfaction, or someone maybe you're wanting to offer, with this card, the 4 of Cups here, you're wanting to come in and offer something to this person, or you're wanting them to offer you, but for some reason it's not, you know, with the Rest and the Dreams and the Night here, it's not quite ready. It's not quite happened yet. It's kind of secret, or it's under the radar. Maybe it's like a crush situation that hasn't come out into the open, but you're feeling that it's a wish that you want. You're feeling it could give balance to your life. You're feeling it's the right thing. It feels very right for you. But there's something about it, some block to it maybe as well with this card here with the 4 of Cups. So that's kind of where I feel it is at the moment. It feels like it's a sort of maybe it's a wish, maybe it's a dream, maybe it's a fantasy, that you feel would add value to your life, would make it more balanced. Maybe it's a committed relationship at the moment, but there's some element of dissatisfaction, or someone not putting as much work into the situation as you would like them to. So it feels like it's on pause, or it feels like there's a bit of stagnation. Maybe it's a hidden situation for some of you, where it's kind of under the radar. But it feels really right for you. It feels very balanced. It feels like it gives you a lot of happiness. It feels like a wish, a dream come true, but maybe there are blocks in the way of it, or obstacles in the way of it, something like that. And it feels like there's a strong intuitive link between the two of you, because we've got Dreams, we've got Night, and we've got the High Priestess, and that is all kind of energy that's under the radar, that's kind of hidden, that is not seen as clearly. Maybe there's some confusion. Maybe there's some confusion in the situation, and that is actually why you've got the Justice card, because there needs to be more clarity, there needs to be more truth, there needs to be more balance currently in the situation, something like that. But anyway, in terms of astrological signs, I mean, the Knight of Cups, that is Pisces energy. Justice is Libra. We have, what else do we have? We have the 4 of Cups, that is Cancer energy. So those are just some of the... You've also got 3 major arcana here, so it feels like a big deal, this situation, this connection. It feels like a very major situation or relationship here. Anyway, let's see. So that's a little look at where you're at right now. If that doesn't sound like your situation, you might want to listen to another pile, or Yeah, or maybe another reading. But anyway, let's see what's going to happen between you. So let's get another. So what is actually going to happen between pile number one and their person? What is actually going to happen between pile number one and their person, please? Those two seem to want to come out. What is actually going to happen between pile number one and their person and another two? Okay. And let's see what we've got at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so we've got the World at the bottom of the deck. Then we've got the Eight of Swords. Then we have the Eight of Cups. Then we have the Six of Wands. And then we have the Seven of Cups. And okay. So let me just get a sense of these cards before I say anything. Let's also get another oracle card, I think. So what will happen between pile number one and their person? What will happen between pile number one and their person? No, what will happen between pile number one and their person? Perspective. It reminds me a little bit of the Hanged Man, that one actually. Okay, so I feel, to be honest, that in this situation, it could be for a lot of you, like I said, that a lot of you are maybe in separation from this person, or this situation is hidden, or it's not in view. And it feels to me, because Eight of Cups is about a walking away from the situation. So I feel that this situation is gonna come to a completion. It's gonna come to, the world is about a sense of completion. It's about a new cycle. So if I'm honest, I feel like this situation is going to actually come to some sense of an end of a cycle within the connection. So some way in which it comes to an end, because you have the perspective card here, which is a card of needing to shift the perspective, needing to shift things from where they are at the moment. You need to have a new way of looking at it, because if you can see, this card is the upside down crow, which reminds me of the Hangman. And the Hangman is all about enlightenment. It's about getting a new perspective, having a new shift on the situation. So I feel like really it's going to shift its perspective. It's going to come into a new cycle. Now, it's interestingly, because you've got the Seven of Cups, which is also about dreams and fantasies. So what I feel is, if I'm absolutely honest, is that for some of you, this situation is probably going to, if it's been a crush or a fantasy or a dream, it's probably going to remain a dream. It's going to remain a fantasy. It's not, because it comes under the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is about, you know, dissatisfaction really, and the Seven of Cups is about dreams, dreaming, you know, like castles in the sky, that kind of thing, fantasies really. And it goes with your main card, which is the Poppy, and the Camen, which is all about dreams and, you know, dreaming and fantasizing. So I feel like in many respects that this situation is probably going to remain a situation either in separation or a situation where it doesn't come to light. It's going to be, it's like an end of a cycle, a completion, if you like. And to be honest, I feel like because you've got the Six of Wands, that is probably the best thing for you, pile number one. That this situation, that you shift your perspective, you take your attention away from the situation, you look at things differently, you become enlightened about the situation, and that will make you feel, actually, or in the long run, it might not make you feel initially, but in the long run with the Six of Wands, because the Six of Wands is about recognition, it's about victory, and it comes right under Temperance, which is a card of balance. So I feel in order for you to be more balanced in yourself and victorious, and, you know, for the situation to be better for you, it's about bringing the situation to a close. It's about letting it go, maybe releasing it with the World card here. because you've also got the Eight of Cups, which is about walking away. Now, for some of you, you might, you know, be walking away from a committed situation. It might have been a committed situation with the Justice card here. But it's, you know, you with the Eight of Cups here, someone is walking away from the situation. It's also, we've also got the Eight of Swords, which is, again, is a sort of stuck energy. It's an energy of worry, it's an energy of stress, it's an energy of not being able to move in the situation. But I feel like once you know, so you might be going through a little bit more stress, a bit more concern in the situation, a little bit more stuckness. But then once you make the decision to walk away, to complete the cycle, to you know, move into a new cycle, to become more enlightened about what is right for you, what is right for your development. And I believe in this situation it's probably to detach, I would say, from this connection. Then it will lead to victory for you. It will be much better for you. You'll feel more balanced, really. And maybe that's possibly not what you want to hear, but I have to be honest here. This is what I'm seeing. I feel like this connection might be a dream, might be a fantasy, might be something that you've been wishing for, hoping for, thinking it will be the right thing for you. But there was always this kind of block here. Maybe somebody, you know, maybe the person that you're interested in is not reciprocating, or not wanting to reciprocate, or something like that. And I feel like it could be a little bit of a dream or a fantasy that maybe, or will, because we're doing what will happen between you, is something that you will eventually move away from or detach from, and that will actually be better for you, because you actually have here the Six of Wands, which is a card of victory and recognition. And the Seven of Cups just shows me that it is, you know, it is a sort of like a fantasy. It is a dream. It's not something that is that will come into your reality, if you like, in a real concrete way. And I just have to be honest there. I feel like in this connection, and if you change your perspective, you know, there's something about you needing to maybe, with all the dreams and the night and this cup here around, you know, dreaming and fantasizing, maybe it's about you, when you shift your perspective, you will get a better sense of maybe the reality of the situation. And that and then that will kind of help you, I think, to detach and realise with the World card here that it's, you know, time for you to enter a new cycle, if you like. A new cycle, a new phase in your life where you detach from this situation. Now, in terms of astrological signs, I mean, the Eight of Swords, that is Gemini. Eight of Cups is Pisces. Six of Wands is Leo energy. Seven of Cups is Scorpio. Yeah, so those are just some of the, and I know that might be quite hard for you. I feel like I'm just feeling like in myself that might be quite hard for you to hear pile number one. But I feel in the long run, you know, once you adjust your, if I bring these up a little bit, once you adjust your viewpoint about this connection, about this situation, you'll be able to see more clearly, and that it's basically something that is more a maybe a dream or a lovely wish or a kind of fantasy, but you know, it's important, I think, that you detach from the situation, because it might have been keeping you stuck, you know, wishing and hoping and dreaming, when it's possibly not there in reality. But anyway, pile number one, that has been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number two, welcome to your reading. So today we're doing, aren't we, you know, what will happen between you and your person of interest. And you chose to come into the reading under this card, which is the lizard and pitcher plant, and it has the word stagnation underneath it, and it's card number 12. Okay, also with the lovely little tiger's eye here. So I'm just going to put that there so we can see it. So I haven't pre-shuffled any oracle cards, so let's just see what we've got. Big thanks for subscribing, commenting, liking. Thank you so much for your support. Just to remind you, it is a general reading, so you know, take the messages that feel right to you. If they don't feel right, they might be for somebody else. Or it might be that you need to look at another pile or another reading if the whole reading doesn't feel right. But anyway, let's see. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a bit of an energy check-in, a bit of a sense of where you and your person are at right now before we look at what will happen between you. So what is going on between pile number 2 and their person right now? Please can you tell me what is going on between pile number 2 and the person right now? Where are they at? Let's see what we've got here. Resistance. Okay. So with the stagnation, with the resistance, a lot of you might be in separation, or you might be going just through you might actually be in a connection with this person, but you just might be going through a bit of a turbulent time. This is quite, this crow is moving into this, they're having to work hard, aren't they, to fly through this wind and turbulence. So it could be that it's a turbulent time. It could be that you feel like you're having to work. It's a situation where you're having to work hard. It's not flowing smoothly. It's not going, it's not an easy situation. Possibly it's a lot of hard work, maybe, or it could be, and that means it's kind of like stagnating a little bit. There's not a lot of energy in the situation, or it could be that you're in separation from them. Something like that. Or maybe your person is just being resistant, being, difficult. There are obstacles. Maybe they are. I don't know why I'm getting the word blocking. Maybe they're blocking you. Maybe they're stopping the situation from moving forward in an easy way. Something like that. But let's see what we've got in terms of our tarot. Oh. Now. So let's see, what is, so let's see, and this is also a good way for you to check to see if this is the right pile for you. So what is actually going on between pile number 2 and their person right now? What is going on? Or maybe there are outside forces that are preventing the situation from moving forward or causing it to be in a position of rest or pause or stagnation. So because of all the wind here that's stopping this crow moving forward, so maybe it's outside elements, outside forces or situations that are preventing it, that are creating resistance in terms of the situation moving forward. Let's see what is currently going on between pile number 2 and their person, please. Let's see what these are. So we have the 9 of Pentacles, the 2 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles. Now you won't believe it, I'll tell you that. Oh, I've got 5 here. The 10 of Cups, okay, and the Queen of Pentacles, okay. So let's have a look here. And then the 8 of Swords is the overarching energy. So you won't believe it, because actually what I said was here, when I picked up the pile from over there, I picked up the whole pile, and at the bottom flipped out the 10 of Pentacles, and I thought to myself, well, perhaps I need to include that in the reading, but then I didn't. But here it is anyway, so it's obviously meant to come out. So for many of you, it feels like Two of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. It feels like you could be in a connection with somebody which is, to all intents and purposes, very happy and settled. Or maybe you were in a situation which was very happy and settled. So it's one of those two situations where the 10 of Pentacles is about happiness, it's about contentment, it's about, you've got 2 10s, and 10s are excesses of anything. 10 of Cups is emotional, complete emotional happiness and contentment, and the 10 of Pentacles is all the material things that go with that, like having the house, having the car, having the kids, having the family, having the home. So you've got both there currently in the situation, and the 2 of Cups, which is a really beautiful connection, really. It's something that's kind of, grounded in often in a kind of like a friendship, really. But on the side of that, you've also got the Nine of Pentacles. Now, the Nine of Pentacles, it can be a wish fulfillment card, a bit like the Nine of Cups, but it also is about a card of independence. So maybe just for some of you, you're in a settled situation, you're in a committed situation, it is very happy, but maybe somebody with the resistance and the stagnation is wanting a little bit of freedom, is wanting a little bit of independence. And with the Eight of Swords here, because the Eight of Swords is like a stuck energy, it's somebody, because you've got that as your overriding situation, it goes with the stagnation. So maybe this situation is a little bit stuck, or a little bit not moving, not going forwards, not so you might have all this, you know, you might be in a settled situation with somebody, you might have a sense of history with them, you might have built up things with them, there might be a lot of, you know, a lot of happiness between you, but there's an element of discontent as well. That's kind of what I'm seeing, an element of discontent, somebody feeling discontented, somebody feeling a bit stuck, somebody feeling like things aren't really moving forward, or maybe a little bit in a rut, or a bit bored, or something like that. And that's why you've got the resistance and the stagnation. And the Queen of Pentacles, again, is also a card of, you know, I mean, that the Queen of Pentacles is the woman in the Ten of Pentacles. She is very stable, very solid, very committed, you know, and materially very comfortable. So I feel like this relationship has got all of that. Or it certainly has got the potential for all of that. So maybe you're in a situation with somebody where you feel like there's a huge amount of potential for that, but there's something also blocking it, something where it feels a bit stuck in some way. Or so maybe you're in it and you've got all this happiness, or you had all this happiness, and you've got this contentment, and you're, you know, you've built up a life together and you're stable, or you've got the potential for that. You feel like there's the potential for that. But with the Nine of Pentacles here, maybe somebody's looking for a little bit of something else, or a little bit of independence, or is resisting all of this in some way. Because we've got this Eight of Swords here, which is somebody feeling stuck, somebody not able to move forward. It could be that one or both of you are in this sort of situation, that you are in a committed situation, that you're with someone else. But you are talking about somebody here where you like, who's a bit of a wish fulfillment for you. But because you're both in this kind of situation, there's resistance to that, or there's the situation can't move forward. It's kind of stuck. This could be something like that. But anyway, that doesn't sound like your situation, and you might want to, you might want to look at another pile or another reading. But in terms of astrological signs, then the Nine of Pentacles, I mean, that is Hermit, the Hermit. Two of Cups is Cancer. Ten of Pentacles is also, sorry, not the Hermit, the Nine of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles is Virgo energy. Two of Cups is, as I said, it's Cancer energy. Ten of Cups is Pisces. Queen of Pentacles could be any, Queen of Pentacles normally always reminds me of Taurus. And Eight of Swords is Gemini energy. So that's kind of where it's at. And it could be that you're just perfectly happy, you're in a situation, you're perfectly happy in that situation, it's a really good situation. But there's just a little bit of dissatisfaction, or a little bit of resistance going on, or maybe it's been a bit, you're going through a little bit of a tricky time, or somebody wants their independence, or feels a little bit stuck, feels a little bit like in a rut, or something like that. Just a few little issues or obstacles or hassles really with it. So that's kind of where I'm seeing where you're at the moment. So let's get a sense of what is going to happen between you. So let's get another, let's get one of these. What is going to happen between pile number 2 and their person? What's going to happen between pile number 2 and their person? We have ephemeral, okay, with the bee here. Is that a bee or a wasp? Sorry, that one seems to want to come out as well. Gentleness and ephemeral. Okay, let's have one of these. What is going to happen between pile number 2 and their person? That one here. Communication. Okay, so maybe there needs to be more communication or better communication between the two of you, and that's what's going to happen. Card number 9 here. Gentler. Maybe there needs to be gentle communication, or there will be gentle communication between you, or better communication. Let's have a look. What will happen between pile number 2 and their person, please? What will happen? We have the Page of Wands. What will happen? We have the 7 of Wands and the Queen of Swords. What will happen? The 5 of Swords. And then we have Judgments. Okay. And the overarching energy is the 8 of Wands. There we go. So, have a look here. I feel like for some of you, if this is a situation where, you know, it's stuck in some way, or it's there's some resistance to it, or there's some issues or problems within it, I do at some point see a split, yeah, with the 5 of Swords here. I do at some point see maybe a separation or a split in some way, because that is the 5 of Swords, where somebody, you know, this is a card of winners and losers. It's usually like a battle in some way. So maybe at that point, somebody will feel like they've come off better than the other person, because you've got it right under the 10 of Cups, which is this kind of emotional happiness. But don't worry, pile number 2, because I feel that it won't, you know, you might have a temporary split or a temporary separation, and then there'll be a rising up. There'll be a reconciliation with the Judgment card here. So I feel like the Judgment card is a call to action, and it comes right under the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like if it's something whereby you're in a committed situation, you're going through some issues or some problems, or there's some resistance, maybe it's feeling a little bit lackluster or whatever, you know, it feels to me like there will be some kind of separation or some kind of split or something. But it will come back together, because you've got the Judgment card here and you've got the 8 of Wands. And I feel it's got something to do with communication. And maybe there's some sort of problem with communication. There's some resistance to communication, or maybe you've stopped communicating, or you're not communicating as well. Somebody wants to maybe have their freedom. Somebody was maybe feeling a little bit too hemmed in. And I think what will happen is that there will be, maybe somebody will, with the Page of Wands is about excitement, it's about fun. It comes right under the 9 of Pentacles, which is an independent energy. So I feel like maybe in the future, you know, one of you or maybe the other person will want to have their fun. They will want to go off and have an exciting time, and just think of themselves, because there's a little bit of a selfish energy to the Page of Wands here. And the Pages is all about new beginnings as well. So it makes me feel that somebody, possibly your person, wants some independence, wants to still keep their independence, wants to still do their own thing. Is currently doing that, and in the future they will go for a phase of wanting to do that as well. That might be why you've got the resistance at the moment, because they were kind of resisting maybe it's around commitment. They're resisting commitment. They're resisting the sense of commitment here, because you've got a lot of cards on commitment here. And in the future, they will still carry on doing that. That will cause challenges with the 7 of Wands here. Not challenges that can't be overcome, but it will definitely cause challenges to the connection with the 2 of Cups here, which is normally, I think this is a good connection. It has a groundwork or a basis for a good connection. But I think maybe somebody's behaviour will test it, will challenge it, because they'll be wanting to think of themselves, they'll be wanting to have it. And it's got something to do with freedom and not wanting to be tied down and that kind of thing. And that will cause challenges. Now, that will, again, create resistance and blocks and barriers to the situation, because they'll be behaving in a way which is quite selfish. If they're not doing that already, they certainly are going to be doing that in the future. And I think it will, with the Queen of Swords is about, it's quite a firm card, it's quite a detached card, it's a very It's a truthful and honest card. So maybe, you know, some truth or some honesty, some communication will happen between you, and you'll decide, or somebody will decide to split from the situation or to move away from the situation, or the situation will come into separation. That is kind of what I'm feeling here. And the Queen of Swords is got something to do with that. It needs, you know, there needs to be clear, honest communication and clarity. And I think this, maybe something like the situation will come to a head where somebody is behaving in a way which is a bit selfish or a bit all about them, creating, you know, barriers, problems in the connection. So if that's what's going on at the moment, I see that kind of carrying on until there is some kind of split in the situation here, you know, where probably somebody's had enough, and, you know, they decide to leave the situation. And it's, you know, can be quite a difficult time. But I think it's down to somebody's kind of, you know, resistance towards commitment, resistance towards, you know, maybe, you know, because sometimes when you're in if it's a long-term situation, sometimes it can be a little bit predictable, can't it? And maybe people get a little bit, or maybe this person is feeling like they need a bit more excitement or something like that, but which means that they, you know, they jeopardize or sabotage the situation. But I feel like it won't, they'll quickly realise that that is not the way to go, that they don't want that, that's not, you know, that's not how they want the situation to be, because right next to it we have this kind of Judgment card, which is a rising up, a levelling up, making the situation better, you know, a new dawn, if you like, really. So I feel like, and it comes under the Queen of Pentacles, which is again about commitment. So I feel like there'll be a renewal of commitment in the situation. There'll be a rising up. It will be better. There'll be a, you know, there'll be a learning process. But I think the key to that will be better communication, gentler communication, something like that. But it will definitely rise up, and it will definitely come back into being again. Because you've got the Eight of Wands, which is a very positive card. It's a very focused card. It's a card where everything is going in the same direction. So I feel like if you do have a little bit of a split or a separation, it'll be a very temporary thing. And you'll soon come back together, and it will be much more focused. Or what's underneath it? Yeah, see, you've got commitment there, Hierophant. So I'll move back into a committed situation again. But it's, I think the key to working things out is better communication between the two of you. So maybe things at the moment are that you're not communicating very well, or somebody's blocking communication. And maybe that person just, I don't know, just needs to, or feels like they need to, you know, have some time on their own or something like that. But they're behaving, I feel like here with the Page of Wands, you know, they're behaving in quite an immature way, quite a selfish way. And that will continue until you reach this kind of crescendo, I suppose, of somebody just thinking, I've had enough of this, with the Queen of Swords here. I've had enough of this behaviour, and we're going to, you know, I'm going to separate, I'm going to detach myself from this situation. And when that happens, I think it'll be a little bit of a wake-up call to the other person, and they will soon realise that they want to go back into that committed situation again, in very, very quickly, actually, because the Eight of Wands is a very quick, speedy energy. But anyway, in terms of astrological signs, I mean, Page of Wands could be any of the fire signs of Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. Seven of Wands is Leo. Queen of Swords, any of the air signs of Libra, Aquarius or Gemini. And the Five of Swords is Aquarius. And the Eight of Wands is Sagittarius energy. Let's have a look and see if we've got any of these cards. What does this one say? Let's see what happened between number 2 and the person, please. What happened between, attraction. So I'm just going to put that way there. That's the one that I've seen. So I'm going to put attraction there. So maybe, I mean, I feel like with the Two of Cups and, you know, with the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, there is a lot of attraction. There is a lot in this situation. But there's just something about somebody not quite being satisfied or being resistant in some way. And it could be that it's a resistance to commitment, or there's something that they need to get out of their system. It says, as divine soul counterpart, attraction transcends superficiality. So maybe with the Judgment card, they kind of realise that, there is a deep, with the Two of Cups here, a deep attraction and a deep, connection between a test. And I know it's not, it's not going to be, I feel like it might be a bit of a tricky time for you, but it sort of almost needs to get to the point where this person realises and then values the situation so much more again afterwards, or something like that. But anyway, pile number 2, that has been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, number 3, pile number 3, and welcome back to your reading. So today we're doing, aren't we, what's going to happen between you and your person of interest. And you chose to come into the reading under this card that says the Trout and Lily of the Valley, and it's got the word purification underneath it. So that's your card there, plus this little green aventurine, lovely little green aventurine. I'm just going to put that there so you can see it. So that is the only card we've got at the moment. I just want to say a big thank you for all your support of the channel so far. I really, really appreciate that. Thanks so much for doing all your likes, comments and subscribes. And just to remind you, it is a general reading, so just take what resonates. If it doesn't feel right to you, you don't have to take that message. It could be for somebody else. And if the whole reading feels a bit off, then maybe it's another pile or it's another reading. But anyway, first of all, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a bit of a sense of where you and your person are at, a little bit of an energy check-in. So let's do that first of all. So let's find out, what is actually going on between pile number 3, that one seems to want to come out, and their person. So let's see what's going on between you and your person right now. So we have battle and purification. So it could be that for some of you, you're going through either a lot of arguments with the word battle here. 5 is challenges, a card of challenge and change. So it could be that there is some change, some challenges. There might even be a separation. There might be some arguments. And with the purification, it could be also going through a little bit of a cleansing time. It might be quite toxic for some of you as well, and it might need to have a little bit of a purification or a little bit of a cleansing, something like that. So that's kind of what we've got at the moment. So maybe a bit of a difficult time where you are either going through a tricky time, a rough time, you're going through a bit of a low time in the connection. It needs cleaning up, it needs clearing up, it needs changing, it needs to be made better in some way. Or you are actually in separation from this person. It could have been that they're because of a row or an argument or a difficulty, or you're not getting on, or there are challenges or difficulties maybe in the connection. But let's see what else we've got in terms of your tarot. Let's go for that one there. So let's ask, what is actually currently going on for pile number 3 and their person right now? And this is a good way for you to check that it's actually your pile. What is currently going on between pile number 3 and their person? So we have the Magician. We have the 6 of Cups. We have the 3 of Pentacles. What's currently going on between pile number 3? It might just be that there's challenges in the situation. So it could be that the situation has challenges, has difficulties, has obstacles. That there are, the battle card here, that there are people or situations around it that are opposing it maybe in some way. That it's a struggle somehow for some reason. What is actually going on between pile number 3 and their person? The Queen of Pentacles. And then the overarching energy is the Star. Okay. So it might just be that, you're in a situation with somebody, because these are all pretty positive cards, but you've had a bit of a little bit of maybe a quarrel or an argument or some kind of challenge with the battle card here. But essentially, it's a pretty good situation because you've got 6 of Cups, which is a really lovely card, a lovely energy of This is also a card of reconciliation and also a card of nostalgia. So it could be actually that you're in a really good situation with somebody where there's a lot of sense of history and you've been together a long time. And with the Queen of Pentacles, it's quite settled and stable. And you know, you're able to get along with each other, you're able to communicate most of the time, but there's been some sort of issue, there's been some sort of problem, maybe you're on a temporary split or something like that, and it just needs sorting out. But the other thing is that you could actually, this connection could be something that you're in separation from, because the Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia, it's looking back. So maybe this is something that you're looking back on, that you've come into separation from somebody, and it's you know, you're looking back nostalgically, or you're looking back lovingly, longingly on the situation. You want to create it again, you want to manifest it again with the Magician card here. You want to work on it because the Three of Pentacles is collaboration. Yeah, you want to collaborate with the other person again, you want to get things back on track. And the Queen of Pentacles is a card of it's a card of commitment, it's a card of stability, it's a card of being solid and grounded. And the Queen of Pentacles is normally always, I always feel that the Queen of Pentacles is normally always in some sort of committed situation. And the overarching energy is the Star, which is hope. Essentially, the Star card is a card of hope and healing. So maybe in this period of separation or this difficult time, you're looking back on this situation and you've got a lot of hope for it. You want there to be healing in the situation. You are wishing for it again. You want it to, with the Purification card here, you want it to come back with the Magician card here. You want to bring it back. So it could be something like that for, you know, that's kind of going on. So either you're in a situation, and it's a pretty solid situation, it's a pretty stable situation, but you've had some sort of issue, you've had some kind of argument, you've had some kind of problem, and it needs to be sorted out, or you've separated from somebody because of some kind of argument or battle or difficulty or challenge, and you are wanting, or you are dreaming and hoping and wishing not only for healing and reconciliation, but you want to manifest it again. You want there to be better collaboration between the two of you. You want, yeah, the both of you to work, because the Three of Pentacles is about working well together. It could be a three-way situation. So perhaps there's been a third element that caused the difficulty to begin with. Just for some of you, there might have been a third element that came into it. Something like that. But it feels to you like there is a soul connection as well between the two of you, or it feels like a soul connection, a deep connection, because that is also the Six of Cups. It's like a sort of soulmate type feel to it. So maybe you feel there's a strong link between the two of you. So that is where it is at right now. That doesn't sound like your situation, then you might want to look at another pile. So let's see, so in terms of, I mean, Star is Aquarius, Queen of Pentacles is normally always Taurus energy, Three of Pentacles is Capricorn, Six of Cups is Scorpio, and yeah, so those are just some of the zodiac signs that I am seeing here. Let me just have one of these actually. So what is going on between pile number 3 and their person right now? What's going on between pile number 3 and their person right now, please? What's going on between pile number 3 and their person right now? Let's have a look and see. Surprise! You may be about to be surprised. So that's a gift. So, okay. So maybe you're wanting, maybe this person, if you're in separation from them, is on the verge of doing something or giving you something, or maybe, you know, you want to do something or give something to this person, and it'll be a bit of a surprise, something out of the blue. So let's see, let's go ahead and see, let's go ahead and see what is actually going to happen. Actually, let's have another oracle. What's actually going to happen? What is actually going to happen between pile number 3 and their person? What is actually going to happen between pile number 3 and their person? Let's take that one and see what we've got. We have got preparation. Okay. Preparation. And then what else have we got here? What is going to actually happen between pile number 3 and their person? What's actually going to happen between pile... I feel like... oh, no. What's actually going to happen between pile number 3 and their person, please. Make it really clear. 2 again. I did get 2 before, but I wasn't going to take them. But let's see. We've got decay. Okay, do we see that? Decay. And then we've got weave. Right, okay, decay and weave, and then preparation. I feel like this is all, like for some of you, or for a lot of you, this is a situation that has come into separation with the decay card here. That it's ended, and all these little butterflies here with the preparation and the weave, the spider weave card. I feel like the preparation really goes well with this spider creating something. It goes with the magician weaving something. So I feel like there might be plans with the surprise card here. That this person might be making plans to come forward in some way, or preparing in something to come forward. But let's see what will happen between pile. I'll move these up so you can see them. So what will happen between pile number 3 and their person? What will actually happen between pile number 3 and their person? You have the Knight of Pentacles. You have the 9 of Pentacles. What will happen between pile number 3 and the person? We have the 8 of Cups. What will happen between pile number 3 and their person? And we have the Knight of Swords. And the overarching energy is the 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords. Let's have a look here. So what will happen between pile number 3 and their person? Right, okay. Swords. I feel like let me just have a little think about these cards. Okay, so I feel like with the overarching energy being the 5 of Swords, that I just need to be honest here, pile number 3. The 5 of Swords is about something. The 5 of Swords is about winners and losers, really. And it's interesting because you've got the battle card here, and the 5 of Swords does normally depict some kind of battle where somebody has won and somebody has lost. So I feel like, if I'm honest, that I think this situation is, if it's already in separation, I feel like it's going to remain in separation. I feel like, because you've got the 8 of Cups here, which is somebody walking away from a situation. It's like turning their back on a situation, deciding that they need to move on from a situation. Now, the Knight of Pentacles, it could be that it'll be the Knight of Pentacles is a slow energy. So I feel like with the preparation card, it's a sort of a slow move into kind of finally maybe detaching from this situation, because the 6 of Cups, it could be that you were with somebody for a long time, or been with somebody for a long time. Maybe you are looking back, because this is the present situation, you are looking back on it too nostalgically. Through rose-coloured glasses, because underneath that we've got the 9 of Pentacles, which is a wish for something. It goes with the Star card, where you're wishing for something. It's like a wish fulfillment, but it's also a card of independence, really. It's about being independent. So I feel like, to be honest, you might be wishing and dreaming for this situation to come back, for you to be with this person, but I feel like, to be honest, with the 9 of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups, it's moving slowly more towards detachment and an independent energy. And with the 5 of Swords here, I kind of feel for you, pile number 3, because I think that might be quite a painful situation. And I just want to offer you a little hug there, because I think that it's like there's a slowness to it. So I don't think it will, I don't think initially it will happen quickly, because we've got the Knight of Pentacles. So I think there's like a slow movement towards sort of detaching to having independence. But then once it happens, it will happen pretty quickly. So there'll be a slow build up to it, and then it will, with the Knight of Swords here, happen very fast, very boldly, very quickly. because the Knight of Swords is about coming in and out of something really quickly. So I feel like maybe at the moment there is preparation going on. There is, because the situation possibly is really something that has maybe come to an end, or with the decay here, it's actually already sort of transforming. It's already changing maybe into something which is, with all the butterflies here, which is more of, you know, you moving away from the situation, being kind of independent from the situation. And I feel like you'll be all right, pile number 3. I know that you may not feel that for some of you. This might be kind of an unwelcome message, but I feel with this Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles is always somebody who is very independent and knows their own mind, very comfortable, very capable, very able to support themselves. It might not be what you want, but I feel like you'll be okay in that state. I feel like you'll feel clearer in your own mind with the Knight of Swords here. You'll feel like it's something that is it'll feel like an honest outcome, a true outcome. I think that's probably what I want to say here. So, but it's kind of something that will happen maybe gradually or slowly. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. But I feel like, you know, if you're in separation, I feel like the actual final ending might kind of come at a slower pace. But then when it does come, that'll be it, kind of thing. That's kind of what I'm feeling. And I just got to be honest. And somebody might come out or feel like they're coming out better than the other person, but in actual fact, with the Five of Swords, there's always a little bit of an empty victory here, because, you know, somebody's won but at the cost of maybe somebody else. So I feel like the situation, you know, is going to be quite tricky, but I feel you'll be okay, because you've got the Nine of Pentacles here, which is somebody who's able to stand on their own 2 feet, able to look after themselves, able to, you know, all these nine of Pentacles here, able to support themselves. You know, it will feel like a sense of loss, because it comes underneath the Six of Cups, where, you know, you felt this strong connection to this person, this strong soul connection. But I just feel like maybe it's, you know, it's maybe something that you're just looking back on nostalgically, or with rose-coloured spectacles. You know, that's kind of what the sort of phrase that I'm thinking, really. So in terms of astrological signs, I mean, the Knight of Pentacles could be any of the earth signs of Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. 9 of Pentacles is Virgo. 8 of Cups is Pisces energy. Knight of Swords is any of the air signs of Libra, Aquarius and Gemini. And the 5 of Swords is also Aquarius here. Let's just clarify this 5 of Swords, actually. Please can you clarify the 5 of Swords for me? Please can you clarify 5 of Swords? 5 of Swords. Yeah, Hierophant. 5 of Swords. King of Pentacles. 5 of Cups. And yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of what I was saying. So I just feel like a committed situation, possibly, maybe something that was committed, because we've got the 5 of Swords here, which we have clarified with the Hierophant, the King of Pentacles, the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles. And the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles is all about lack. It's about being very hurt. It's about being out in the cold. It's about being caught up in what has been lost. And maybe it's from something that was committed. So out of something that was committed, that was stable, that was solid, which would go with the 6 of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles, the 3 of Pentacles, it's coming to separation. And I feel that's kind of what we got here. And maybe somebody, again, it's like that whole thing about maybe somebody feels that they are coming off better than the other person, which is what the 5 of Swords here is. But I feel like with you, with the 9 of Pentacles here, you know, you will be okay. You will get through it. It will be something that you'll be able to support yourself through. Something that you'll eventually feel stable and secure. Even though it might, you know, it is a difficult experience. I'm not in any way saying that it's not, but I just feel that you will be strong enough to move out of it. It may be that, you know, I just feel like you will eventually realise that it's the right thing to detach from this situation. It'll be more true, more honest for you. But anyway, part number 3, that has been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.